tfdirect.com.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Hans, and today we're going to be taking a look at MP10U, Earth Commander Ultra Magnus. I apologize, he's a rather stout figure. I mean, he's really tall, so I don't know if I can get him on frame while he's still in the box, but there's a look at the box itself. Pretty nice. And this does, I mean, I know he's a KO, but he's not really a KO, mainly just because there's no actual Takara figure of him. There's the side of the box. It does have the typical like masterpiece look. Here's the top. On the back, kind of just shows you some of the different accessories and stuff that he comes with. Let's take a look at those there. I got this from www.tf-direct.com. It's really the only place that I've ever seen this guy, but let's go ahead, let's open it up and take a look inside. Okay, so inside, he does come in a typical clamshell. Instruction booklet. It's got a cool little spec card there with all of his tech specs. It's not a full color booklet, just a black and white, but gives you all the instructions for him. Itself. Comes with this little matrix. I like the color of that. There's some chipping on there. Let me see if you can see that. Some chipping on that. Some of the chrome. His gun, which still does the... I think it still collapses properly. Little cannon with the flip out feature. I actually like some of the detailing they did on that too, like the white grip, and I don't know, looks really nice, looks cool. And then a nice kind of translucent blue energon axe. It's funny too because the axe, the blue is not coming out quite as the color that it is. It's kind of more of a teal in real life, but it looks a lot bluer on the camera. Okay, so I had to take a moment to kind of familiarize myself with this mold, because I haven't really played with one of these before, or reviewed one of these before. I've done some KO G1s, but never, I guess, the kind of the KO MP10 mold. But overall, I'm actually kind of very impressed with it. They've made some improvements from some of the stuff that I have seen on some of the other MP10s. Now, I mean, it's not without flaws. Like this arm here, a little bit loose. I had to tighten that up a little bit. But overall, I think they've done a pretty good job. There's some blemishes here, like on the white. I don't know if you can see some of that or not. Right in there, just kind of some scuff marks. But overall, I mean, I think he's a really cool figure. I did notice, like with the Matrix, if I try and put him in his chest, watch, let's open this up. And maybe it's just me doing this. Open that up. Open up the flap in here. If I can get hands on it, there we go. We got front and back, and like I said, I mean, there's a lot of kind of flaking that's going on with this here. You can see it a lot right there, kind of on the front. Not sure how it's picking up on video. It is die cast. I mean, it does feel solid. It feels very substantial, which is nice. But yeah, there's some more of that right there. But let's see. Okay, so plug it into his chest, right? Get it in there. Close that flap. Close that flap. At which point, his chest just does not seem to want to close up. That does a fairly decent job, but not as good as it could. But that's just, you know, something kind of minor anyways. I think for the most part, I mean, if you're going to display that, you're going to want that opened up anyways. Just to kind of show that his matrix is in there. Where you can, I don't know, kind of open up his chest and show the matrix of leadership. Oh. But, whatever, he's not truly a prime. But, let's get that out of here if we can. Yeah, look at that. Well, I guess it closes up about the same. As for articulation, his head does kind of move up and down. You don't get a whole lot of movement with it. It is on a really tight swivel here at the neck. Shoulders, you can kind of pull them out, and I'll do it on this side because this side's really easy. You can open it up, and that kind of gives you a tilt if you need a little bit more range of motion with some of your poses. Arms can go 360 degrees around. He's got bicep swivel. Yeah, about a 90-degree bend. Nothing too crazy there. This arm, like I said, this arm I had to kind of tighten up the screw in here at the elbow, just because it felt kind of loose. This one was a little bit more secure, but at the same time, like this one up here, like this, where this extends out. Oh, if I can get it. Just really does not seem to want to move. I mean, you can get it out a little bit, and you can work it out, but it is really tight. This windshield wiper does move. This one does not seem to want to, and I'm not going to try and force it. That's all there is to that. I'm not going to try and do it. Yeah. Legs, you can do like a little kind of backwards broken shin kick kind of thing there. Get almost a 90-degree bend at the knee. You do have a knee swivel. You also have ankle joints. I think does a bit of a slide too, but that's for partially for transformation. So I mean, you can get him some good poses. Of course, he does have a waist swivel. No bicep or no ab crunch or anything like that, but he does have a waist swivel. I really am impressed with the way he looks. There's some, you know, some plastic gashing there, and like I said, the white there. Let's see what else there is. Some of the gaps there. It looks like there's some damage on him, but I think that's, you know, probably partially from production. But all in all, I mean, the chrome on him looks great. This stack here, one of these stacks, yeah, the stacks, I think it's, one of these sides doesn't really want to move, so I'm just going to kind of leave the stacks as they are. I think they look fine, kind of up. Some people may have a problem with that, but I don't. I think it looks okay. I guess you're supposed to kind of push them down so they can look like they're part of the cab, or coming out of the cab, whenever he's in alternate mode. But like I said, this one, oh no, there it went. Okay, so we'll try that out. Try and pull it back up. Hate to kind of mess that up. But the thing that I like about the KOs, from what I've seen on these guys, is they did do, you know, some extra details that the regular MP10s don't have. They got rid of the screw hole in the crotch. They had extra paint on the inside of the legs here. I'll show you that. Well, you know, you get some extra there, some extra there, some extra there. Up on the cab, you know, you got some nice painted detail up there. I really like how this Autobot symbol looks. You got these little like rails that are also part of that. Like I said, his gun does do the fold-up feature. Just like that. And it does fit into his back here. Just plugs into his back. Really nice. His back actually closes better with the gun in than without, than it not being in there, but whatever. Flip out. Heard the switchblade, he's got switch cannon. Fingers, okay, so the last three fingers down here are all just kind of one, but then you got articulation on this index finger up here. Tabs in really nicely. Just close that up around it. And when I say this arm's loose, I mean it'll hold his gun fine. If I put it straight out, see, it'll fall. But, so let's try that on this side. Oops, sorry. Move this forward a little bit here. If we try the gun on this side, get it to peg in there. Close the fingers around it. See, that one will hold it, no problem. This side, it's a little bit weak. Can't quite grip it so well. But I mean, regardless, he does hold the gun very sturdily. His Energon X, you know, I haven't seen too many of these, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is a really cool translucent blue. I really like how that looks. It's very sharp, so you want to keep that away from children. I mean, this thing, you cut yourself with it. It has got some sharp edges on there. It's got a little bit of a bend over here, kind of funky. Probably something from molding. It does plug on. I wish it was kind of softer plastic, kind of at that base area, but it will plug onto his hand just fine, as you can see. And he can, oh, slipping, chopping wood, chopping wood, chopping wood with my axe. Oh, chopping wood, chopping wood. Fall, go, do it. Oh, fall. Yeah. But, I mean, it still works. Let's let's go ahead and let's get him into vehicle mode. Let's go for the transformation. I don't know how to put this. Let's see, I start off with this. Close up the hand. Make sure it's nice and tight. I think I did this last time. Or did I do his hand upside down? Not that way. It should have been like that. Same thing on this side, make sure it's all closed up, nice and neat. Flip open that. Oh, it's got to be the other way. And then something I have forgotten to do the past couple of times I've done the transformation is flip these down. Flip those down. These little steps. That one's kind of springy action. And then I kind of like to work these out a little bit. Just because it gives you a little bit more room with him to move him. See, did you hear how hard that was to move? Anyways. Legs, make sure they're straight, or at least as straight as they can be. Close them in. You want to take these panels, flip that down, which is, this is going to become the hitch, and close up the feet, or I mean you can leave them open for right now. The feet are die cast, which is good because it gives them some extra weight down there, for some extra stability. Make sure everything's kind of straightened up and aligned. Click on there. One thing that I thought was really cool is here they've added these buttons to slide this up, which make it really easy. And then you have a mini Ultra Magnus, just so you can see, little mini guy. Yeah. Flip those up. Flip up your gas can on this side. I apologize if any of this goes out of frame. He is kind of a monster of a figure. And then once you have those gas cans flipped up, there's these panels here. You just pull them, flip them back. Pull them, flip them back. Okay, move this. Hear that noise? Okay. I like to get these kind of level. Get that out of the way. Flip that down. Oh yeah. Condense those biceps on him, on those arms. Rotate him around. Okay, so after you rotate him around, right here, you want to go ahead and separate his torso, or his stomach, from his back. Bring that down, and then you'll see this here, this little piece here, logs into that grill that he has in bot mode. Does that number. Make sure everything is kind of aligned. Gas tanks never want to seem to plug up quite right. Oh, come on. Stay closed up, you back. Pop out the tires. They're on a nice little ratchet. Bring them around. Oh shit, before I do that, open these up. Rotate that around. Fold those down. Same thing on this side. Pop that whole section out. Rotate that around. Bring that down. Open these up. And then this whole section comes down, revealing his grill for alt mode. Which I think is actually really cool. They kind of gave him the, you know, you got two different grills there. Flip the head down. Tucks nicely in. Windshield wiper once move. Same thing on this side. Close that in. Now these back sections back here, bring that back. Close up that gap. Oh, that's awful. That arm is so stiff. Oh, come on. So there's that back. Kind of just make sure everything's kind of tightened up front. Close that there. While you're holding that, close that. Close up the front there. Close that up. Close that bumper up. Just make sure it tabs in properly. Same thing on this side. Close that headlight, and it's got a little notch that locks in. Same thing for on the bumper. Got those out there. That one there. And then, oh, if you feel so inclined, you can push those down. But, like I said, I don't like that because I don't want one down and I don't want to break one and have one working. Make sure all your panels are closed, and there he is. He's got some real heft to him, especially on the back wheels. Oh yeah, you can pull out his mirrors here. Unfortunately, I don't have a trailer to hook up to him to show that kind of feature with him. But he rolls pretty well. Not the best, and maybe that's my transformation on him, but oh, come on. Stupid gun cap. Okay. He looks, I mean, I give him 10 plus as a truck. I mean, I think that's awesome. That looks slick. That looks really slick. That's pretty. That's pretty. Yes, sir. Okay. So yeah, all in all, I think this is a great find. Not necessarily a find, but a great figure all the way around. You can't get this guy like the Takara Tomy Ultra Magnus they did. He doesn't have the cab transformation, which I think is just awesome. I wish they would have done kind of a G1 classic where it was this separate section, but then the trailer became his armor. And they didn't do that, and I think that's just something they really missed out on. I think that was a big mistake on their part. But the chrome apps are really well done on this guy. He's got some weight to him. He's got some substance. And I think he looks excellent, especially with all those paint details. And you can see the gaps on him are not ridiculous. They actually look pretty good. His articulation is pretty solid. I mean, there are some minor blemishes, but I really think all in all, he is just a standout figure. Real rubber on the tires. Just all in all, I think it's worth a buy. Again, I got it from www.tf-direct.com. You can use the offer code TEP5 to save yourself $5 off your orders of $55 or more. And if you have any questions about the figure itself, you can post them in the comments down below. And please do like the video, because I really do enjoy doing these. And subscribe to the channel. Anyways, peace, guys. Laters.